Steve122 and welcome back to From the Depths. So today you join me from the deck of my Embattled Class destroyer. I believe this was the third design I ever made in the campaign, and this is the second design which is going to be replaced. Obviously this is our old light cruiser. For comparison, as you can see, they're kind of similar in design. I mean, they were made at around about the same time, so what do you expect? But I think it's definitely time to replace this destroyer, because I don't think I ever actually used it. I don't think it ever actually got made in the campaign, or if it did, I don't think it ever actually got a kill in combat, or did anything in combat, really. It was a good learning experience, I have to say. The gun is definitely not up to the task anymore, so we definitely need to replace this. The torpedoes were good, and the missiles were pretty good though, so we're going to try and hang on to those. And then these simple weapons were irrelevant. Same here, just sort of strapped on everywhere. So our new destroyer is going to be called the Conclusive class. Let me just turn that off before it runs away. So before I talk about this one, let's just go back to the Embattled class just for a second, and then I'll show you the biggest weakness. Obviously it doesn't have PIDs because this is before I figured those out. Thank you very much, but it's quite slow. I actually think this was the slowest ship in my entire fleet, apart from the patrol boat. Which is interesting that the destroyer was the slowest. So we start off with, I began the design of the Conclusive class with the idea of fixing that. And I think I achieved that. So let me talk you through the Conclusive class now. So the first thing you may notice are the main batteries, the railguns. Quite long barreled too as well, just to try and increase accuracy over the long ranges that they're going to be engaging at. But I'm quite proud of these. They fire 1,000 meters per second, they do 4,284 kinetic damage, which I think is going to be pretty good. That's enough to rip through a few metal beams, I believe. Is it? Yep. Go through, what? Just about 3? Slightly less than 3, I suppose. But yeah, it can rip through a few of those, so that'll be good. And it's not the fastest firing weapon I've ever made, to be honest. Yeah. But I did what I could with the space that I had. If you look at the Conclusive class, it's 55,000 materials, whilst the Embattled class is 34,000 materials. So this is slightly more expensive, but I think for the extra usefulness we get out of this, it's probably worth it. So the main and star attraction of the Conclusive class is its speed, and I'm pretty proud of this one as well. So it can get up to just about 40 meters per second, which is by far the fastest boat I actually have in my navy. I sort of built this to be somewhat streamlined, so at the bottom here, obviously all the propellers are hidden behind this little streamlining. We've got our sonar here, which is the only thing which pokes out. I tried to get another one of those reasonably realistic hull shapes going on. Don't know if I achieved that, but I think it definitely looks better than this and this. Oh, there you go. That's the front of it. So I'm quite pleased with that. I tried to lengthen it a lot more as opposed to widen it, because if you look at these ones again, I feel like they're just way too fat for their length, so we tried to improve on that. So in addition to the railguns, which are pretty much single-handedly there just to take on the lightning hoods and will be useless against everything else, I suspect, we've got the same old missile launchers, because I think those work quite well. and then obviously on the bottom here we've got these small torpedoes. Oh, whack whack. This is what they're supposed to look like. Let me just transfer that one over. And copy to all matching launch pads. There we go. So they should be able to take on some submarines and stuff like that, and it should have enough aerial defense. There is one problem I have with this destroyer, which if I build another destroyer, which I doubt, I would like to fix, and that is that it doesn't have any cram or missile defenses. It's got no LAM system or anything like that. I tried on the light cruiser, which is not a frigate, despite myself calling it that, to use interceptor missiles, because that's kind of mostly what the Americans use in real life. In fact, it's mostly what everyone uses in real life. That or like fast-firing machine guns, sort of thing, Gatling guns, I suppose, to take on enemy missiles. There aren't that many lasers on the market. You know, I mean, there are a few, but it's mainly missiles, so I sort of assumed that those would be the way to do it, but I couldn't get them to work. It just didn't seem to engage the cram cannons at all, and the missiles it engaged, it did kind of work, but I'm mostly concerned about the cram cannons, because despite myself almost building all of these single-handedly to take on the lightning heads, we got to remember that we are also fighting the deep water guard, and they use a lot of cram cannons, so we got to keep that in mind. So, yes, if there's something I'm missing, do let me know. But yeah, so this is our new destroyer, and I'm very excited to see it in action. I did do a little bit of work on the light cruiser, which will probably be getting renamed because I actually have two warriors now. I have a medium tank warrior and a light cruiser warrior. I suppose it doesn't make a difference because I don't think there's going to be any confusion, but it might be worth renaming it just to be safe. So I ended up removing the small missiles on the front here because I just could not get them to work, and instead I replaced them with this LAM system. It's not a great LAM system, to be honest. It's nothing like the one that we have on the Mars class. This is what it looks like down here. Got two laser destabilizers and then some laser cavities, laser pumps, and we got some single input cavities on these ones because I didn't have space for anything else. It's kind of an afterthought though. Like, I was sort of expecting to have a small missile battery in here to deal with the missiles. But that just didn't end up working out. In addition to that, I changed the turrets. If you're very eagle-eyed, you might notice that they're a lot chunkier. That's because the turrets on this thing just did not have enough recoil absorption. Trust me, they have enough recoil, but not enough recoil absorption. So over time they would lose accuracy, and at the ranges that these are going to be engaging and at the speeds which I want them to be engaging at, that's quite a big deal. So to prevent that from happening, I extended the top bit of the turret because it's the only space I had, and I added a lot more recoil absorbers. And then because I got carried away, I also added a lot more railgun charges, so it has a little bit more speed than it did before. Not significantly more speed, it's just mostly keeping the rail use and the rail capacity reasonably similar so it doesn't, you know, have a massive bottleneck. I'm unsure about these small guns on the side here because in my testing of this ship, it always ended up getting destroyed. In addition, I changed the steam engine in here, which is what I had before, to just a bog standard petrol engine. The steam engine was just so inefficient. I feel like I probably did something wrong. There's probably something that I'm missing because it was my first steam engine I've ever built, so almost certainly. But because of that, I was like, well, whatever. We'll just remove the steam engine and put this fuel engine in. And it was kind of cramped because obviously this was designed to have a steam engine instead of a fuel engine. But I made do. So yeah, I'm quite happy with our two new ships. I feel like they match the Mars class a lot better in design. Let me just spawn that in. you know, I feel like this, and this look similar, whilst these two are clearly like not as good. I gotta say, I am currently thinking about building a new battleship or maybe a battle cruiser or something. As much as I love the Mars class, it may be time to consider updating it at least. I will definitely use these cram cannons again though, because these cram cannons are pretty amazing and I'm very happy with them. Yeah, they're absolutely, definitely the best bit of this ship. But the other thing I've been considering is replacing these cram cannons on this Empress, or this Mars class, sorry, with railguns, just to deal with the lightning hoods, and then maybe we can retrofit the cram cannons back. Haven't quite decided on if I'm going to do that or not. Because as much as I understand that we're clearly being obliterated by everything that the lightning hood has at the moment, I kind of feel like the cram cannons are pretty deadly, and I just don't want to get rid of them for, you know, short-term game. But I definitely think we're going to end up maybe replacing the top two with railguns or something. It'll depend on how well the light cruiser does against the lightning hoods. I feel like, remember that it's quite expensive now. It's 144,000 materials, so. Yeah. I just need to figure out some sort of missile defense. Because what I wanted was my light cruisers to deal with the missiles mostly. Like, I was gonna strap on a bunch of like small missiles, and then they would intercept all the missiles that were being shot at the fleet, thus protecting the whole fleet, and then it wouldn't matter that the destroyer doesn't have any missile defenses, or, you know, maybe the submarine doesn't have any torpedo defenses or something. But at the moment I just can't quite figure out how that works. Anyway, let me get rid of everything. Let me spawn in the light cruiser. This will be the last build video, I promise, and then next time we'll actually do some campaign. And, oh, thank you very much for telling me that you can double press E and then disconnect your camera. That's extremely useful. And thank you for the welcome back as well. I appreciate that. So before I end it, I just want to show off the fact that this thing can actually do stuff. It'd be very awkward if it ends up not being able to do stuff. Oh yes, right. Obviously, because I ended up replacing the small missiles on the front, I added some small missiles just firing upwards. Yeah, there they are. I was like, did I? No, I did. There we go. It got rid of a paddle gun. Do I want to try it against the lightning hood vessel? I kind of don't, to be honest. Ah dear. That would be probably quite fair, because it's a similar material amount, but I don't know if I have that much faith in it. This one has no firepower, that's interesting. Alright, well maybe we'll do an Ascension prototype then, and just sort of hope. Oh wait, does anyone know if you can tell, like, if your smoke dispensers are actually working? Oh, they must be. Yeah, that looks like smoke to me. Interesting, it's like some sort of robot thing. Well, lost our ammo rack. It's a work in progress at the moment. It's fine. I'll just cover it in some heavy armor. But no, I think this has promise. I swear. Just the lightning heads are a bit scary. It can take on a conduit. Yeah, easy peasy. Please don't let me down. I don't mind if it's not as good as all the stuff that they have, but as long as it can do something, I don't mind. Oh, this is a unarmed, right. maybe is not. I mean, look, see, all its guns are gone. Okay, all right. No. Do they have anything which is like not gonna murder me? But like at the same time is somewhat expensive, so I can pretend that I'm useful. Sure. I don't even know where this thing is. Where is it? What does it even look like? Suddenly occurs to me that this is probably not the best ship to use when demonstrating against a submarine. Anyway, it can do stuff, I swear. I'm excited to see it in the campaign, and hopefully it does a little better than what I just demonstrated. I will see you all next time.